producer.
Take control of your mind and your thoughts and focus on your breathing. Feel the power of you, the real you, controlling your breathing. The real you is always present right now. You are more powerful than you can ever begin to imagine, because you get to focus on the greatest gift ever. Now, your presence, where your attention is being drawn to now, no matter what's going on outside your mind. Feel the power of your breathing. There are astronomical numbers of things going on in one breath. That's how powerful you are. That's how powerful your determination is. So let's use that power. Let's use that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. Let's use it right now. And let's see ourselves doing the best we can on all the stretches and exercises today in our gym period. Gym, G-Y-M, grow your mind. And here we are in the gym of life. Growing our minds and growing our bodies. Taking control of what we truly are. Simply being. Human being, the most powerful energy thing in the universe. That's who you really are. So see yourself right now. See it in your mind. Because whatever you see in your mind, you can make real with your eyes open. Everything created with your eyes closed can be made real with your eyes open.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead when I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So I say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in the eyes. Just like a monkey, I'll be dancing my whole life. And you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And oh my, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. So I say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, oh, oh. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, 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 oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, oh, oh. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again, all again. Oh, oh, oh. They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. They say, dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh, 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 oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again, all again.
That was a rather clumsy foul on the edge of the area. Balls to Messi. They don't need the free kick when they've got Lionel Messi.
Good morning, guys. I want to share with you a powerful secret today that will move us from mind power, maintain our mind health, and then move us towards mind wealth, which is the true destiny of all of us. We are all meant to be happy, free, successful, and not allow anything in life, no matter how negative or bad, to bother us. And it is this. When I read Your One Word by Evan Carmichael, and when I found my one word, it changed everything, all in a flash of lightning. When I realized that everything in my life, everything I like, everything I gravitate towards, the people I hang out with, it's all about determination for me. I said, enough. Once I made that decision, I cut myself off from retreating. I started writing my book, and here I am. Find your one word. You're one word away from your greatness.
Ambition. But too many of us back away from it because it got made bad, right? I was scared to have ambition because you know what? If you have ambition too big for your britches, people start insulting you. Who do you think you are? Oh, you think you can do that? You don't even have any skill at that. You think you can do that? You haven't even had their training. You don't have the degree. You don't have the experience. You don't have the background. You don't have the social following. You don't have the environment. You don't have the money. You don't have the bank account. You don't have the credit. You don't have... And people start puking on you when you share your big dream with them. You're like, hey, look, no, listen, I'm trying to go up here. This is where I want to be, right here. I got this dream, it's huge. I got this ambition, this dream, this hunger for more. And immediately people seek to see whether or not you are qualified. And they judge you based on your past of qualification versus your present of how you show up. I don't judge anybody on their past. Actually, let me see how you show up right now. Because everybody in this room, how many of you all screwed up a bunch in your life? I mean, oh man, I'm such a screw up. It's so great. We're all screw ups in some way or another. But how are you showing up now is the question. How hard are you willing to work now? What's the discipline you're willing to put in now? Yes, gain that knowledge, skill, and ability, but your ambition, everything I do, everything you see me do at a public level, I had the ambition for a mission, but I didn't have the skills to do any of this. I never thought I was crazy. I'm gonna leave a safe job out of grad school. I got a safe corporate job. I wouldn't say a safe corporate job, but it was a good job. And I liked it, and it was a good job, and it had a very clear path to rising. And I had something else I wanted to do. So I quit that job, and everyone else said I was crazy. I wanted to go write books. I had never written books before. I didn't know how to do that. And then I decided my first major book was going to be a work of fiction, a book called Life's Golden Ticket. And I'd never written a parable before, but I remember reading The Alchemist and being so inspired by Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. You all read that book? I hope you all read that. It's now the 7th most read book in the history of the world. It's unbelievable, right? So and the longest running book on the New York Times in history is now The Alchemist. And I remember reading that book and I thought I related with the storytelling in it. And I wanted to write Life's Golden Ticket, but not tell my story, my accident, but rather tell the story of a character going through change. And I got this blessed meeting with a big famous author in San Francisco. And I was so excited. I mean, because I've been wanting to write. So I went and had this big meeting with this big fancy author. I wore a suit and I got all dressed up and I was so nervous. And I sat and I talked with this person. And he's hearing me describe very passionately why I want to write this book and what my life's message is about second chances. Because Life's Golden Ticket is really a story about second chances. And so I want to tell a story about second chances. And I was so excited. And I'm telling him, and he goes, so wait, this is your life's message? I go, yeah. And he says, you're really passionate? I go, yeah. And he goes, but you've never written fiction? I go, no. And he goes, Brendan, I'll never forget, he goes, Brendan, do not risk your life's message on your freshman effort at fiction. Fiction's hard. I admire that you want to write this book and that's your dream and that's your ambition and that's your goal, but you don't know how to do that. Ambition's really hard. People go to writers' conferences for their lives. They get creative writing degrees. Like he said, everyone in this building, I mean, we spent decades trying to figure out how to do fiction and you're just gonna come and write this fiction book. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you need to write a nonfiction book. And what happens is we have this big aspiration, but because we don't know the how, sometimes someone tells us you don't know the how, so what do? If you don't know the how? Yeah, you minimize it. You drop it back down to here. Maybe you drop it back down to here. Maybe it's like here. It started up there, but you didn't know the how, and you let other people drop that down. So I listened to the guy. I said, okay, I guess you're right. It's true. It sounds logical to me. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So maybe I shouldn't risk my life's effort. So then I spent 2.5 years struggling in San Francisco, trying to write Life's Golden Ticket as a nonfiction book. And it was like pulling teeth. I couldn't get it, it wasn't working. And then it was so frustrating. And I was like, I need to figure this out, because it was the time I was about to leave my job and everything, and I was putting everything at risk. I said, okay, the timing all turned out, went back to my childhood home where I grew up, tiny little home, tiny little bedroom, writing on my mom's sewing room table at the time to complete the book. And in 18 days, I said, you know what? I got to stop trying to write the book they told me to write and write this book that I feel like I should write. And I started all over from scratch, complete scratch. 18 days, all I did, I got up, my mom made an amazing big breakfast. I'd eat a big old breakfast and I'd write and I'd write and I'd write. My dad would come home from work, we'd go play racquetball. I'd come home, I'd write and I'd write and I'd write until it was so dark and my eyes hurt, it was so late. And I'd get up from my desk and I'd walk around my childhood neighborhood where I grew up and my school and my elementary school and the playgrounds we'd play in. And then I'd go back, go to bed, I'd get up and I did the same thing for 18 days. That's it, 18 days. And at the end of the 18 days, Life's Golden Ticket was done. Submitted it to, thank you. It was 18 magical days. If you've ever read the book, there's a huge surprise at the end. I didn't even know that was coming. I did not see that come. I mean, sure. So however shocked you felt, imagine me, I was writing the book. I was just typing along, watching. I'm like, oh, damn. I remember I'm watching the movie, I finished the book, I'm like, whoa, can that even happen? And I literally got up and I was walking around the little desk and I'm like, can that character, did I do this? And I had to go for a walk just to think about if the book could even end, because I didn't know the book was about to end. It just ended with that scene. And I was like, oh my gosh. So it was a huge surprise to me and I knew it was magic. We put it out there, 21 publishers turned it down. 21. My agent still jokes to this day, he only told me about 19 of them turning it down because he didn't think I could take the other few more that came in. Turn it down. Finally, boom, HarperCollins gets it. An editor who happened to edit and publish another book called The Alchemist fell in love with Life's Golden Ticket and gave it a shot. We put it out there and I got this dream to be this big author. I'm gonna go. We launched Life's Golden Ticket. I have no idea, none, what I'm doing. Put the book out there. We get a bunch of quick early hits because I had all these promotional partners in these nonprofits we were donating money to who supported the book. Got it out there, boom, charts on Amazon, really great. Next week, no one's buying it. Totally, I mean, this ambition just keeps getting stomped down. No one likes your book. Big author says it's stupid. They're all turning it down and it doesn't sell. Think about what that can do to your psychology. Think about me now saying I'm a writer after the book doesn't do well, after everyone turns it down, after they say don't do it. Think about that, where that could have directed me. But your ambition is your own. And your ambition has to be free from all of that negative. If that's a real ambition, you got to own that ambition. Psychologically, I was a writer. I said I was a writer. I said I was a writer on days I didn't write. I said I was a writer on the days they all turned me down. I said I was a writer when that guy who was a big name fancy writer who'd been on all the big shows, including Oprah, told me I was kind of crazy, and I walked out of his office all dejected. I was still a writer. Sometimes what really gives us the greatest amount of motivation is when we got the guts to actually allow ourselves to tie some of our identity to what we're doing. And we're told not to do that because it can bring discouragement and heartache. But the counterintuitive things is high performers to a T, the top 15% who I interviewed, they said, oh no, they were comfortable tying up their identity in what they were doing. They were comfortable. It didn't mean it always turned out great. It didn't mean they always felt great, but they were comfortable owning it, right? They were comfortable owning what they were doing. They owned that, and because they owned it, the motivation was there. Because you know when the motivation isn't there is when your ambitions are half-ass. When you kind of want it, you kind of don't. And that's why you kind of work for it sometimes, and sometimes you kind of don't. Because psychologically, you haven't allowed yourself to own the ambition, to feel it inside and say, that's part of me. I'm gonna make that happen come hell or high water. I didn't care the first book. I said, maybe the next book, maybe the next book, maybe the next book. Didn't matter to me. I was gonna keep on that ambition because it was important to me. You've got ambitions important to you and your family and the people you're serving. And it doesn't matter what I say or the person to your left or right says. If you own that ambition, you pursue it, and you pursue it with full heart. And when you pursue it with more heart, that ambition, that keeps sparking over and over and over. You don't have to rev yourself up because it is you.
And this time, we're gonna get funky. Funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, two stumps. Left foot, two stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. Two hops this time. Two hops this time. Right foot, two stumps. Left foot, two stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Get funky with it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. Five hops this time. Hop it out now. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never, never stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Reverse. Reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. Two hops, two hops. Two hops, two hops. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Charlie Brown. Hop it out now. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Oh, yeah.
Much better teams than them would struggle against Barcelona in this form. Here's Messi, easily past the challenge. Messi, brilliant!
Good morning, guys. Top 10 rules for success. Today, Warren Buffett shares with us something so powerful, and it's connected to what we're talking about in developing our mind wealth. And I think it is a sure sign that you have or are on the path of infinite mind wealth. And that is Warren Buffett, the greatest investor, one of the guys who's the best at making money in the world through making decisions, calculated decisions. He says that the greatest secret he's learned is the power of unconditional love. And he refers to the power that a parent has for a child. He goes on to tell us today that knowing that you can come back and people will love you no matter what, and we all have that capability to have that unconditional love for everyone, he says that's the most powerful lesson he learned. It can unlock the full potential of all of us. So think about that. The greatest investor in the world is talking about unconditional love. May we all use it for everyone. Have a great day.
Mark Twain said something very beautiful. He said, there are two most important days in our lives. First is the day when we were born, and second is the day when we find out why. The day we are born is known to us. The day when we find out why is the day when we probably start discovering our purpose. And I remember meeting the priest there. And the priest there told me an incredible story of the St. Paul's Cathedral when it was being made. The architect there, probably about 1700s, when he was making this cathedral, one day, he was not known to the people who were working at the construction site. One day the architect just walked around and was just moving around to see what was happening. And he saw a bricklayer laying bricks. He asked the bricklayer, what are you doing? The man replied, well, I'm laying bricks. He moved a little ahead, he saw another bricklayer. He said, what are you doing? I'm laying bricks because I need to make money for my family. He moved a little further ahead and he saw another third bricklayer. He said, what are you doing? He said, I've heard that this gentleman, this architect is creating a spectacular cathedral and I'm trying to lay the brick in such a way that I can help him in making this cathedral extremely beautiful. Now you really don't change what you do. We don't change what we do. We have our jobs, we have our families. It's easy to make a buck. It's hard to make a difference. And at the core of a purpose is how do we make a difference in whatever it is that we do and leave a legacy behind of trying and adding value to the world that we live in.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because as a young entrepreneur, I struggled to keep my business going. I had no friends, I had no mentors, I had no role models. And the thing that saved me was learning from the success stories of famous entrepreneurs. And in their stories, I got motivation and I also got strategies for what I could do to grow my business and not stay stuck. And I still need their stories for motivation today. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Gaur Gopal Das, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is have patience.
We live in a world today where everything's very quick to form and everything's very quick to break. We live in a world of instant gratification.
Yeah.
We live in a world where we don't have patience to stand in a queue to buy something because we just order it online.
Yeah.
We live in a world where I can't wait for a coffee to get ready because I can go and put it in a slot machine and get a cup of coffee. There's no patience. And it's not an issue with youngsters or older people, it's a generational issue. It's an issue, technology has added so much value to our lives, but it's also taken away things from us. A virtue is a part of you and it applies to every aspect of your life. A virtue is agnostic. It applies to any aspect of your life. Positive, negative, both. You know? So I see a lot of times that things like, it's like love at first sight and divorce at first fight. Break up at first fight. Finished. Before marriage, it's like roses are red and the sky is blue. You're my sweetheart. I love you kind of stuff. And after a while, it's roses are dead and I am blue. You're my headache. I'll kill you. You can imagine. There's no, patience to work on it.
Yeah.
When you grow a plant, it takes patience. To sow the seed, you have to nurture it, you have to use the right kind of fertilizers, you have to water it before it starts bearing fruits or flowers. A relationship is like a plant. Can't expect it to happen overnight. Can't expect it to happen in 6 months or 8 months or 10 months. It's a journey. And it takes a while for a bonding to form. It takes a while for that respect to develop. The connection of your soulmate, is not about some physical stuff. Physical stuff is a consequence of that being a soulmate. It's not the purpose of being a soulmate.
Yeah.
But over a period of time, believe me, the heart starts yearning for companionship.
Rule number 3 is stop people pleasing.
I am someone who gets very affected by what people think about me or what people talk about me. Though I know that, none of that should be considered. At certain point in time, it happens so that, you start getting affected and that, that result is affected because of that, right? So how do we deal with that?
Yeah. It's a big problem for a lot of people of what other people think about me. So what happens with that kind of a thought process is we become people pleasers. And in being people pleasers, we lose ourselves because I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it just because that person should be pleased, just because he or she should think right about me. We are a generation of people pleasers. You know why? Because we survive, thrive, and sustain on validation. What's social media? Social media, everybody on social media is simply living, thriving, surviving, and sustaining on validation. One post gets few likes, your worth is not gone, man. It's all right. You're more worthy than the likes you get.
Rule number 4 is develop curiosity.
I feel over a period of time, to me, there are 4 things that really distinguish a good leader from others. And the first thing is the curiosity to always know and learn. The humility and the vulnerability to say that I don't know. A lot of times the blind spot of having achieved a certain amount of knowledge is to think that I've cracked it and I know it. Innovation, creativity, growth comes from curiosity and the vulnerability and humility to say that, well, this is what I don't know.
Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자, 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자, 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자, 그런 반전 있는 여자. 너는 선호해, 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해, 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해, 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해, 그런 선호해. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 hey. 그래 바로 너 hey. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너 hey. 그래 바로 너 hey. 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 Lady 오빤 강남스타일 Lady
A fine run again from Henri, squares it back, and there's goal number 2.
Morning, guys. I'm really excited, really pumped up about this. I want to start a new series and just put a lighter note on things. When we go on a path of going from mind power, maintaining our mind health, and moving to infinite mind wealth, a lot of it is difficult to understand. It's painful to sometimes go deep within ourselves and try to be the best we can be, but it's a great path and I want us to have fun with it. So what I thought we'd do today is start a series, and I can start us off. I want to start showing you how it's okay to laugh at ourselves, and I know I got to do more of this. So I want to share with you something that I watched in a video. I watched Evan Carmichael once referred to how we need to just be able to take shots at our ego. So I remember him referring to the fact that we're not good at what we're doing, even though we're trying to get to that place, and that's okay. So I want you to look at me, look back on my videos, look at my path, and watch I'm not good at what I'm doing. I know I'm not, but I'm always on the path to get better. So hope this helps you. Laugh at yourself. Have a great day, everybody.
It's easy to lose the present moment when you want to achieve something, but are you able to honor the present moment? Every step you're taking now, you take one step at a time, so that the moment of arriving at the destination where you want to get to is not more important than this moment. This moment is actually more important than the arriving. This moment is of primary importance because it's all there ever is. That is a spiritual practice also. When you're present in what you do, instead of losing yourself yourself in the doing, then the stillness is still there in the background. When you're listening to someone while you're having a conversation, if you can be so alert that you can just listen when the other person is speaking, then you're not losing yourself in your mind, and the stillness is still there in the background.
Need motivation?
Watch Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because I need them for me, because I want to wake up every day and watch a video that puts me in a mindset to believe in myself more and go off and accomplish amazing things and attack the day. And I hope that this video does that for you as well. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Eckhart Tolle, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is start manifesting.
If you then start manifesting from that deeper level within yourself, you'll be amazed how empowered you can be in your manifestation. Sometimes there is a time gap, so sometimes manifestation happens very quickly. Sometimes you need to as you are inspired, so to speak, a blueprint of what is possible, of what you, or not so much you, of what consciousness wants you to create may arise in your mind. And this mental blueprint of what you want to create, this may be there for a while. It might attract others with similar mental blueprint. And then at some point, the manifestation begins. Some action may be necessary, but again, the action that you take will be inspired by the consciousness, and it will not be stressful. This is a new way of creating. If stress comes in, you're falling back into the old consciousness. This is a joyful way of creating new forms and new structures in this world.
Rule number 3 is have empathy.
How to deal with an exchange, perhaps without being, in a business dealing, without being taken advantage of or exploited.
Yes. Whether it's business or something else, the question is always whether what I sometimes call the transcendent dimension is still operating in your life, while in the background of your life, while in the foreground you talk about business dealings with another person, or whatever it may be. If the transcendent dimension is not there, then it becomes very problematic, and all kinds of psychological self-seeking and so on comes in and interferes with what could be a much more efficient way of even doing business. It's through self-seeking and seeking some advantage through the other that a lot of dysfunction comes into business. So there are always two levels. It's probably easier to give an actual example. Let's say you want to sell something to somebody, whatever it may be, whether big or small. Maybe you're selling
I work in the hospital business, so hospital services, for example.
Yes. So you're always relating, there will be another human being there. You were talking about whatever it is on a practical level that needs to be discussed. You explain what you have to offer, and the other person listens or asks questions. You explain more. The question is then, can you sense where's the word empathy, meaning feeling your way into the other human being, to feel or to sense the consciousness that is that which animates the other human being. The consciousness behind the words, not what the person says, but the consciousness that enables those words to be articulated. In other words, the essence of that other person. Can you feel the essence of that person? But you can only feel that if you can feel it in yourself. So while you explain the practical side of it, you are also, there is an awareness behind, at the back of you, of this other human being, and you sense the shared consciousness of you.
And we end as we begin. Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Well, the truth is, there's no ending. There's no beginning. Today we started, beginning like we always do, with our eyes closed, imagining going into the future. Only you can do that. Only we can do that. It's all possible through the power of our mind and our thoughts. But we have to control that mind and those thoughts. Because even they are not who we really are. To control our minds, to master our minds, we have to simply be here, now, present. That's our super determination. Imagine all of us united with our thoughts, mind and body as one, all together, right now. That in itself is infinite intelligence. So as we end today, with our eyes closed, our back straight, our legs crossed, we know the truth. We're not really ending. It's never really over. We were all born to win. To be happy, peaceful, loving, kind, caring, mind wealthy, no matter what. That's the truth. The way we do that is now. Right now. That's why they call it presence. This is the greatest gift we have.